So this session is just looking at a reverse foot IK, very much like this one. In fact, this is the one that we'll go and set it up. This is quite a nice, simple setup in the sense that it works very much as you'd expect an IK to work, but it's also got this extra attribute called an ankle bend, so you can adjust that last kind of section of the ankle, which is that third part of the IK that you get on the reverse foot. So that's like a setting, nice and easy for the animators to then go and animate with that as a kind of overall angle for that last section of the ankle. So it's nice and easy. Okay, so let's start from scratch and we'll set everything up. Okay, so first of all, let's just set up the skeleton. So let's do that. So effectively we've got that extra joint which makes it that standard dog leg or reverse leg control. Okay, so a few things as we progress. So I've got a shortcut for select hierarchy, and let's show the local rotation axis. So let's first of all make sure all the local rotation axes are fine. So as I can see, Z is pointing this way on the majority of the joints, apart from this one here, which is reversed. So the easiest way of doing this, I find, is using the Comet joint orient tool, and ultimately I want to swing it around in the X. So I'm just going to do it by so I've got X, Y, Z, 90 degrees. I'll do it once, twice, so that's kind of aligned it nicely. And then obviously you always get the end joint there as well. So just go to your attributes and zero out the joint orients, and there you can see everything's kind of aligned nicely. So you can select hierarchy and turn off the local rotation axis. So the joints are nicely oriented now. Everything has zeroed out apart from the translate X, which is the distance between the joints. Let's name them properly now. So I'm just going to call this thigh, this one knee. I'm going to call this ankle upper, and ankle lower, and toe. Okay, I'm just going to add some extra naming conventions. So whatever rename tool you use, I'm going to give it a suffix IK setup. So let me just undo that. Give it underscore IK setup. Okay, that's better. And let's give it a prefix of big. That'll be fine. Okay. Just noticed spelling. Okay. Okay. So this is the chain that I'll actually be using to set up the IK. Now I'm going to duplicate this chain, and I'm going to search for underscore IK setup, and just call this one IK. And then I'll just remove the last character on that one because I've got that 1 for the duplicate. So I've got the actual IK, and then behind the scenes there's the IK setup that we'll need. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to hide the IK, and the IK setup we'll start setting that one up first. So first of all, we create a rotate plane IK handle, and that goes from the thigh across the 3 joints. Okay. So I'll call this IK full underscore IK handle. Okay. And just to show how that's going to work, I will create a NURBS circle. I'll just move it into position and freeze transforms, delete history. I'll call this foot underscore control. And very simply, I will parent the IK handle underneath that foot control, so I can middle drag on top. And you'll see that I've got a very simple setup there. I mean, you can just do a very simple IK, but you're sort of at the mercy to it approximating all 3 joints, which I don't like when I'm animating. Okay. So now that that's set up, I'm going to hide the IK setup chain and unhide the IK chain. Okay. And this time I'm going to create an IK handle from the thigh to the first joint, which ultimately is kind of how you would do if it was a standard sort of human leg. So the IK chain just goes to the first 2 joints, and then I'll set up a single chain that goes from the ankle upper to the ankle lower. Okay, so there are two chains involved there, 2 IK handles. Okay, so I'm going to call this one ankle upper IK handle, and I'll call this ankle lower underscore IKH IK handle. Okay, and this is the trick, is the IK setup chain will now be the parents of these IK handles, but it's a crossover. So the ankle upper IK handle is a child of the ankle lower joint, and the ankle lower IK handle is a child of the ankle upper joint. Okay. So if I grab the IK toe and rotate it, sorry, the ankle setup joint and rotate it, because the IK handles are parented into that chain, you've got that extra control there. Okay, and you can see that rotation is the rotate Z of the setup chain. Okay, and this is what we're going to control with the attribute. So select the control and add attribute, and I'm just going to call this ankle bend, and there you can see it's appeared there. And the easiest way to set up connections, I find nowadays, is using the node editor. Okay, so I'm just going to select the control and add it in. So the shape's added in as well, which I don't need. I just need the control, and I want the joint of the IK setup chain. So load that one in as well, and literally just make your connection. So if I click on the out of that, I can go it's the ankle bend that goes into the rotate Z. Okay. So if I now just test that, I can see that I've got that extra control there. Okay. So zero that out, and now I can just hide the IK setup chain. That's been used for the just the functionality in setting it up, and I can group it under the part of your character rig and hide it away. So just last extra little details. I'm just going to use the KK controllers. I don't want to create a group node when I create it, so I'm going to create a round controller, and this will be for the pole vector of the knee. So I'm just going to snap it to the knee there, move it a little bit further out, and freeze transforms delete history, and just going to call this knee underscore control, and this will be a pole vector constraint to the IK full IK handle that we set up first. So select the control, then select the full IK handle and constrain pole vector. Okay, so just to test that, yep, that's all working. But lastly, can you see that the toe is moving as well? So let's just add that extra control for the toe. And ultimately, that's when I rotate the control, the toe's not going with it, so let's just add that. And that's very simply done with a single chain IK. So skeleton, create IK handle, single chain, and that just goes from the last two joints there. Okay, and by putting that IK handle there, literally when I move the IK handle, it's just dealing with the rotation of that last chain. Okay, let's call this toe underscore IKH, and that just gets parented under the foot control again. Okay, so there we have it. So we've got full IK versatility. The control deals with the rotation, and we've also got the pole vector, and as you can see the toe is staying put, but also on the control we've got the extra ankle bend as well. Okay, and that's quite a nice reverse foot setup, and then I can zero everything out and it restores back to normal. Okay.